Hey everybody, it's Ed O'Keefe, and if you are a high-ticket business, or if you're a business that sells low-ticket offers like financial newsletters, investing, and I'll get into specific offers on that, but you have back-end offers that are anywhere between 500,000, 5,000, $25,000 offers, then I'd really like to ask you to stick with me for like 5 minutes as I show you how you could test drive the most profitable traffic and lead gen and customer acquisition traffic literally within the next 24 hours that could start bringing found profits to your business that's currently leaving your business. And really the bonus is if you decide to, if you qualify and you work with us, and I'll show you exactly who this is for, we'll give you the first 1,000 leads absolutely free so you can test drive it. So anyhow, let's get cranking here. So this is perfect for a high ticket business, financial, investment, crypto, trading newsletter, investment newsletter that sells, like the big numbers matter on the back end, because even supplement business can use this method that I'm about to show you, which I work heavily in health. It just helps when you have higher ticket offers, because this traffic is pretty relatively inexpensive. It's super highly qualified. But we know that our clients that have the higher ticket offers on the back end are the best clients for us. You got to be already generating 25 sales a day, or maybe less than that, but the return on ad spend is really, really high. You are already buying traffic daily, or you have affiliates sending traffic to your landing pages, content, podcasts, shout outs, but it's got to be driving you traffic to your site. And you are actively looking for more profit, looking for more ways to grow, more customers, better ways to sell your most profitable programs or services much more easily, while gaining total control of your own traffic source, ending your reliance on issues like Facebook always poses, Google, YouTube, or being too reliant on one or two affiliates, or being too reliant on just the launch model of launching an offer. And what do you do when it starts to fade or is on the downslope? So this is one way to get more profit, capture more leads, capture more customers, and do that, and stop ending the flood of money going from your website straight to the trash can. So our business, we have 4 traffic solutions we offer primarily to financial, newsletter companies, and health coaches or health supplement brands, and high ticket business coaches, as well as selling some things on the back end on a performance basis. But that's not what this video is about. In this video, we're covering the fastest and most profitable thing that should be the foundation of everything else you do, no matter what. And we call it lead recapture. And let me tell you exactly why that happens. So most sales pages look something like this, right? This is an actual page from an actual CPA network that's promoting it, and says that, hey, they're willing to pay $100, and here's their conversion rate, 4.6%, which means that 95.4% of the people are leaving. And so the image I have here is a dam that's broken. And so the whole business model, when you're selling directly to a website and you're selling a newsletter or a supplement or a program, is good, because the goal is to get buyers, right? The downside is that you're losing people, and you think you're going to recapture some of those through retargeting, which you might get 1 to 3% back. But we also know that people bounce for many, many reasons, right? Number 1, they might be busy. Number 2, they might be distracted. Number 3, they might not have time. Well, it's kind of like the busy side. Number 4, they just may not be feeling like they want to buy something today, but they've expressed interest, right? And so all those visitors are leaving, but have interest in specifically your ad or your lead or your pre-sale page, and they get to your sales letter but don't buy from just basic direct response marketing. We know that most of those people, possibly, there's a large number of them that just aren't ready to buy that second for any reason. It could be a dozen different reasons. And so with lead recapture, what we're going to do is we're going to have a pixel that we place on your website, or you guys will place it. We design it for you. And then we have a 4-point lead matching, scoring, and cleaning system that will take the visitors, run them through our 4-point lead recapture method. I'll just call it in full circle. It explains all the stuff I'll get to in a moment. And we can confidently match 30 to 40% of those visitors that bounce off your site. Now, for many of you, you might be like, well, Ed, you might be paying a couple bucks just to get the click to your site, or $3, $4 to get a click. If you're generating leads, you might be paying $6 per lead, and I'll get to the cost per leads in a second. But our model is very simple. We capture 30 to 40%, we match those up, sometimes higher, of those people currently leaving your sales page today, and we stick them right in your CRM. We match them up and we API them. And what we recommend, we have a model on this, is that you send them exactly what they were looking for, but in an email format regarding, here's your free, I just use your free savings and reports. I just took it off this thing, but, and you send it to them. And then you have a sequence that follows up with them. We'll get into more of that in a second, but you're recapturing. That's the main focus. Money leaving your site now, you're recapturing them. And we immediately fix the dam and we put a motor on your castle. That's kind of what the whole picture is for. Now, how is this working lead gen? Very, very exactly the same. So most lead gen only has a 20 to 50% on the high side opt-in strategy or opt-in thing. We hope we are getting the pixel to fire and that we're gonna retarget to them, and then we hope a certain percentage get here and consume this information. Now, I always like to ask if I'm speaking in front of an audience or whatever, and I say, look, if you could all agree with me that if people consumed your content, would you get more sales? And everybody raise their hand and say, absolutely. We just need them to consume more of our information. So what we do here is we put the recapture pixel right here. We then match 30 to 40% of the people who did not opt in, and then we API them into your CRM. And then what do? You follow up with hey, thank you so much. Here's your ultimate backdoor strategy, an actionable strategy for today's bull market, absolutely free, which then drives them to the sales mechanism. This might not be the exact sales mechanism for this thing, but you get my idea, right? So you get an immediate increase of the people that are bouncing and leaving your site, which might be 2 to 3 times the amount that are currently being captured, which if you look at your cost per lead, drives that down 2 to 3 times. Now imagine how much more and faster you can scale if you're driving your lead cost down 2 to 3 times. And if you're able to increase, what if we just increase your sales by 10% at a lower lead cost? Dramatically changes the net profit of the front end, right? Where else can you put it? And I'll talk about can spam and a few other questions you may have in 1 second. Where else should you be using it? Well, you got search ads, right? So this business is a great example of a business. So I typed in CoinSnacks newsletter because that's from CoinSnacks to see who else was advertising. You got MailChimp up here. You got these guys. They go to the website, right? I don't know about you, but this does not really relate to CoinSnacks much. However, I might be interested in this. There's a reason why they're advertising on this thing. Maybe they're just losing money. But if I'm their company, if I'm the investor advisory service, I'd want to recapture 30 to 40% of the people that are visiting. Because right now this is not clean. I'm not going to subscribe right now. I don't even know what this is about. So I'm going to put a lead recapture right up here. We're going to match 30 to 40%, import an API, deliver into your CRM. To deliver emails. Now, in full disclosure, sometimes we have to, when we're setting you up, we'll send CSV files, import into the CRM, but those are details we'll make it really easy for you. And then what you do is you send them the free thing. This is not like straight to sales pitch. You send them the free widget that you promised. You send them the value that you promised. And then we have a sequence we'll share with you after you're a client that will help close more people. Now, these are my good friends. Where else can you use it? Webinars, right? Or applications. These are my good friends, Josh Elizeche and Lo Silva. Their model, which I've given them constructive feedback on it, they do very well with this model. This model works very, very well. I think the high ticket and back end high ticket business is missing a few components that I won't really talk much about on this one, but one of them is you're trying to take people from a video ad, which they do an amazing job and they have clout in the industry, but you're taking a video ad straight to an application page or an application to join sales letter and then drive into an application page. Now, what I always like to say is the most busy people, the best people in the world, they're not going to go right to, hey, sign me up for a phone call, I want to be in the mastermind. That's usually second, third date after I get proof and insight that this person actually knows what they're talking about, right? So a simple thing that these guys can do, which not going to fix their problem because guess what? They don't have a problem. They're making money. They're doing good. So this will just help them make more money. So they'll place the recapture pixel either here on the apply to join, or they can place 2 pixels one that they actually click through. This is going to be a higher quality lead, by the way, on the submit an application. Now, I'm the type of guy that's like, hey, I'm interested, but last thing I'm going to do is I just won't. I can't stand filling out applications. Now, for many of you watching this, your customers probably do, but I'm just telling you, there's about 90% of the people in the world, especially your best clients, that are busy. They don't want to talk to a sales rep. They want to get their questions answered, and they don't want to do it necessarily through a phone call with someone they're just meeting either through a newsletter and online. And yeah, I mean, phone calls work, but there's other methods as well. And I'm not going to talk too much about in this video, but it's one of the things we do with our partners on the back end. So, and then we just put them in the email. So now these guys have a list. If Facebook slaps their ads, if the CPMs rise during like holiday season, they don't have to rely on only the list to keep filling up their mentoring program as well as their high ticket coaching program. Now, a couple other things I want to share is like, so could you use this with podcasts? Absolutely. So a lot of, when people are growing content pages, they will do content, whether on podcasts, they say, hey, go to this site, you should have a Recapture pixel. Should they use it from YouTube ads to, or YouTube ads to pages? Absolutely. Should you be using it from, personality, like just branding content that you're doing that's educating people, but you're not trying to go for a straight sale? Absolutely. So you want to recapture as many people as possible. We have a sequence of activating clients, which my partner and I will show you how we do it, because he does this off the coldest traffic imaginable. So for you guys to take it and put it on your lead generation and your customer acquisition or your highest profitable product pages or people that people are expressing interest in is the absolute easiest way to test it. No brainer. It's going to work. It's going to work for your company, especially if you're already making sales with a product. The best client for us is not someone who's testing a brand new offer. They've never done any of this before. They don't have email. I'll get that in a second. Is this can spam compliant? So the answer to that is yeah. It's one of my first questions I had when we started looking into this, because I tried other services, and then my partner and I, when we talked about it, he was testing he built his own model and created the 4-point lead scoring system, which I'll show you in a moment, that is allowing him to get 2 times the amount of leads versus potential people that are in the e-commerce space that have similar, I wouldn't even call them competitors, similar promises though. Is this can spam compliant? So the answer is yeah. So the main things is you have to have an unsubscribe link at the bottom that is easily available in the footer of the page, and you actually unsub them and don't contact them again from your company. I mean, basic, simple practice, but a lot of people try and not do that. Okay, that's how you're gonna have problems. Also, in the footer, you should have company name, an opt-out mailing address, and then your from name should accurately represent the address of the mailing company. So these are good practices. There's no trickery going on here. If they don't want to be on your list, if they don't open and click after 5 days, we remove them automatically from your list. That's a best practice to make sure that your email service provider is happy, and your ISPs, your internet service your ISPs are happy as well, and that you don't get spam complaints. And this is what you should be doing in your company anyway. And your email team, if you have one, already knows this, but most people don't set up the rules in place. How fast can you get started? I mean, literally today, you could be having this up live and cranking for you in a matter of hours. It's just a matter of signing up, us getting you a pixel, and then in 24 hours, you're starting to collect leads. What is the cost per lead after my, after I get started? I put my first 1,000. Leads depend based on volume, but you're looking at somewhere between $2.50 and $5, right? If you have a very low volume, it's going to cost you a little bit higher. And then as you scale, you're looking around $2.50 per lead after a certain benchmark. And I'll send that over to you if this interests you. And how does that compare in the market? Like, well, many of the clients that we work with in financial will buy co-reg leads from us at $2.50, $3, $4 a lead, and are super happy with those leads. And then some of those who ask us to mail to our newsletter list will pay as many as $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, and their cost per lead might be between $6 and $9 per lead or higher, and they're happy with the quality of traffic on the front end. So this is one way for you to go to your most profitable pages or your best converting pages, and you're taking people that expressed interest in that specific topic. So something on your ads, your emails, your affiliate sent, and now you're recapturing that. You're able to put that in your CRM. Okay. Now, why does it cost even that much? Well, this isn't inexpensive. Like every lead that goes through that we get goes through a 4-point scoring system for matching and identity generation to make sure we're giving you good, clean data. It's for verifying, cleaning, validating, and scoring the leads for quality. We will only deliver you leads that pass these checks. Unlike co-reg, sometimes like you may have somebody click like 10 boxes, and so only 1 out of 3 leads might be good. When we do co-reg, we actually validate it's a click before we send it over to you. So that's another thing we do on the co-reg side. So I can address that on a separate video. Is there any advice on best ways to activate? Yes. When you become a member of ours or a client of ours, my partner and I have a little module we've created on the best ways to use those first 10 days to activate the lead, which means to get them to open the click. And once you have a good, healthy clicker going, they're going to consume your sales mechanism. Now, we don't change your sales mechanism. We work with you on showing you exactly how to repurpose stuff you already have. This should be a very, like literally between setup, CRM, if you have an email team, this is really simple. And then we're going to give you a little bit of advice on inboxing. That is the biggest thing where people love this kind of bonus support on inboxing. And then we have some lead activation and big money upgrades. That's for, I'll tell you, that'll be in a different video, but that's where we do it for high ticket clients on the back end on a performance basis. But really, I don't want you to skip ahead of, you got to get started with this, because if you're not doing this, nothing else matters. This will make all your other things you're doing more profitable, okay? How do I know if I qualify? Ed, how do I know this will work for me? Well, to give you exact numbers is a little unfair, because some people might be generating less leads, but they have a higher ticket margin product on the front end. And so less leads, but they're converting well. They could do, 5,000 visitors a month to a money page that we're now helping them capture another 1,200 leads that they weren't getting, okay? Brings their cost down, allows them to follow up, and allows them to close bigger tickets. Now, we have some clients that are generating hundreds of thousands, if not close to the 7-figure visitor rate, and that's amazing as well. The key factor, though, there's a couple key factors, but your offer has to already be converting. This is an add-on to your flow that's moving. This is found money for you. You got to be actively spending money on ads, email drops, or affiliates, and that's just to really obviously validate that you're somebody investing in your business. You're serious. We're not looking, even though this is least expensive traffic you could be getting. It's high quality. And so we're not looking for people looking for organic ways. It's not, we look for investors. Obviously, I talked about the margins. The reason we like working with higher ticket back ends is because you have the margins to invest in your business, and your 30-day, 60-day, 90-day value of our leads are only going to get better and better and better and better. And then we can make a bigger impact. That's really why. Email is already part of your business. If you're already doing lead gen, if you're already monetizing through email, and you already have people in charge of email, then this is just pouring fuel on your fire, and it's like steroid injection. If you don't have that, and you're like, Ed, this is perfect, we're just adding this, the email is something we're working on, reach out to me and I could tell you my honest opinion on like if timing is right. We just want to make sure that we can make a massive impact. That's the biggest thing, okay? And that you're a long-term relationship with us. That's super, super important. And then, obviously, if this is you, reach out to me at edokeefevip@gmail.com, edokeefevip@gmail.com. I'll send over a couple questions, or my assistant will, and just answer them honestly, and we'll support you 100%. Like, this is very straightforward. You already know kind of pricing of leads, like the range. We encourage you to test around 3,000 leads minimally, like otherwise we're just, 1,000 leads, you should get a good, decent test data. But like if you're selling a low ticket item, you may only get a few sales in the first, so many days. And we don't want you to be disheartened on that. We want you to give yourself a full opportunity to win and succeed. So, I think I covered everything. I probably didn't cover something though. So anyhow, I'm Ed O'Keefe. And just reach out to me, edokeefevip@gmail.com. And again, any business could be using this. We do specialize with health as well, because that's been my background for the last 15 years. But we're very picky on which clients in the health market we take for a lot of obvious reasons stated in this. And yeah, maybe I'll have a few surprise extra bonuses when you reach out to me as well. So have an awesome day. I'll see you in my email. All right, thanks guys.